Okay, we're gonna get started here. How are you guys staying connected with your customers and driving sales through this summer season? Thanks for joining us today for some ideas to keep you engaged with your customers. Hi, I'm Sandy Schreck from Lembush Roses, and welcome to LBR Shares Success. It's a weekly, bi-weekly reoccurring webinar. That's kind of a peer-to-peer discussion focusing on best business practices and driving sales and profitability. It's a forum to engage, collaborate, and inspire each other. Today we have...
One moment.
Okay, I got Siri talking to me. There's always got to be something.
There's always something, Sandy.
Old Siri, she's too smart, isn't she? But so our panelists today joining us are Melissa Barnett from Big Girl Stickers and Stems in Chatfield, Minnesota, and Linda Winters from Osage Floral and Gift in Osage, Iowa. Nancy Martinez, the Marketing Director and IRF Channel Director for Lembush Roses, is also joining us, and she's going to be monitoring the chat. So if you'll just take a look, you have a place where it says more, and there's 3 dots, and there you can open the chat. And why don't you tell us where you're from and what you're looking to get out of today, and if you have any questions at all, please make sure and add those in. But so first we're going to go to Melissa. I'd like to introduce her, and she has owned her shop for about 2 years, and so she's going to just share her story with you.
Hi, everybody. Yes, my husband and I started a sign business and a screen printing business out of our home. And we did it for about 10 years until we decided to get a storefront. And when we bought the storefront, we did not have a flower shop within our town. And I am lucky enough to have a mother who is a florist. So we added that all into one shop, and so now we have a brick and mortar for the last two years. I own the shop, and my mom works for me, and we have another employee as well, doing a variety of different things, but screen printing and signs, and then our floral is the main parts. And so yeah, you can see here like some of the different items, and we find it really beneficial to cross promote different items we have and kind of be a one-stop shop for gifts of all occasions.
Yeah, so you started your business 10 years ago as a home-based business, as kind of the screen printing business. Then when she opened her brick and mortar, she added the flowers into it, determining there was a need in the town, and also felt there was a really good cross-promotion business. So it's been something that's really successful. I really like here on how you're using that collage layout to be able to really kind of show all the different products in your one shot. So we'll learn a little bit more about Melissa's business as we go along. But next we're going to go to Linda, and she's going to tell us a little bit about Osage Floral and Gifts. And she has owned that business for about 2 years too as well. So we have some really aggressive new business people that are doing it very successfully. So why don't you tell us about that, Linda?
Okay, well, like you said, we started Osage Floral and Gifts. It will be 2 years on August 15th. We bought a building that had previously had a flower shop in it for like 17 years, but it had been closed for a year before we purchased. So in that situation, we decided it would be better to rename it to Osage Floral and Gifts. And we did some remodeling outside as far as like the awning and signage and that kind of stuff. And I have 28 years of experience working for other independent flower shops. So I had the experience, and then the opportunity opened up here in Osage where we live. So it was kind of a good fit for us.
Yeah, and so at first when you closed, you used some of that time to you did some remodeling last year, but so you kind of did some revamp in the shop. Why don't you tell us about that?
We did. We had to be closed when COVID came on the scene, and for 6 weeks, I believe it was. So we had talked about revamping the store and kind of just refiguring how things were laid out in here. But that's kind of hard to do over a weekend or, you know, a day and a half when you normally would have the traffic. So being closed allowed us to have that time when we didn't have any walk-in traffic, when we could add some shelving up above. And then we took out our middle section and revamped the sides and brought out alcoves. So we have little sections, and we kind of opened up the middle then. So we have more display area, but it looks roomier and it's more open. We can definitely see better from the design room. We can see right through to the front door. So we can greet people when they first walk in. We can kind of keep an eye on when they're ready to check out and that kind of stuff when we've got multiple things going on.
Yeah.
So that has worked out really good.
Yeah, you can see the alcoves that were kind of created. But so we're going to next just take a look at some of the things that we talked about last week. So we have a recording of last week's presentation that's available on our YouTube channel. There's playlists, and it's, but you have to have the link to get there, so it's private. But we wanted to take a look, and I'm going to launch a poll. We want to see if there were things that you guys did use from the webinar last week. So we kind of want to see once, you know, what you're doing and what's successful. So were there ideas presented last week that you have done or plan to implement? And if you can just check some of the ones that you've done. I know that Melissa connected a lot with the webinar last week, and we wanted to give her the opportunity to just talk about some of the things that she did.
I was kind of pumped after I watched it, and I was ready. I think when you post so often, sometimes things go out the door before you think about taking a picture, or more or less even thinking about posting it. And so that was one thing that I have been trying to get better at. But I think overall, just getting the energy and kind of, it just kind of pumped me up, you know, and actually I left and went and did some pictures outside, and I've been thinking about the flower subscription thing since we've opened, and so I just didn't know how that would work, and so it was great to hear somebody else's ideas. I'm excited.
Wow, that's great. So it looks like we kind of have, it's kind of running a tie here where, and I know on the recording it's not available for them to see, but so partnering with a local restaurant or bakery, photographing your daily work, doing some community projects, and also the flower subscription were some of the things that really connected with people. So that's where we're seeing that. So we'll just take a look, and kind of every week we're gonna do a little bit of just reviewing kind of last week, and then seeing what you guys are what's working for you, and then what you might be inspired to. All right. So there, we gotta close that. And then next we're gonna go, we're seeing sympathy change quite a bit. And so Melissa, what are some of the things that you, oh, hang on. So we gotta go to Linda. Melissa is next, and she's gonna talk about the social media posts that she's been doing.
So I think it kind of bridges from what I said before, that I haven't always been super great about posting. And even like this picture that you see of just these beautiful roses that we got in, and it's something, you know, and trying to be unique and not sound like you're a broken record, and trying to think differently and show different ideas is kind of sometimes where I struggle. But I mean, this post, I didn't even do it. The roses are still in the package, and I took a picture and wrote. I mean, it took me a couple minutes, but I've been trying to really at least once a day put something, and I really try to do 2 different things. And I try to do like a flower thing and a personal, or a maybe another item out of the shop. But I try to do at least twice a day, and I don't like to do any more than 3 times a day, just because I feel like it's a little overboard then. So yeah, I've been trying to do some live videos. And I think after the last webinar, I actually had my daughter drive me. We started out at the greenhouse at the one end of town, and she drove me through town just to highlight the different businesses within our town and what there is to do. Because I get a lot of like, I watch you on social media, but where are you? I'm like, we're right on the main drag. But you know, so people can visualize what our town looks like and put us, and the other fun things to do in town. So
you put that video of your main street right on your website?
yeah,
Oh,
I actually did it a live. It's called a live video, and I just
okay.
push, so it's right on Facebook, and I just kind of talked. And you don't think 30 miles an hour is very fast until you start trying to highlight every business that you're going by. And but it was kind of fun, and it's like, we are from a small town, so 3,000 people, and we have to work together to get people to stop. And I mean, we have some really cool shops, and we're always like, well, oh, you came in to see my stuff. Have you been over there, or have you done this, or go eat there? We're always sending people other places in our town.
Yeah.
Or even around our area. It's not even just our town. We just really like people to.
Well, the
To
whole
enjoy themselves.
shop local thing
Yeah.
is really, really on trend right now. And people are partnering together and helping each other. And
Mhm.
it's, a really good association. So Linda, you've done some fun things too. Why don't you tell us about what you're doing?
We have, especially during the whole COVID thing, we had to come up with some new promos. Obviously, our front door was locked, so we didn't have walk-in traffic, but we waived our delivery fee from March until the end of April. And then we partnered with the local bakery, and they are kind of known for their caramel rolls. I mean, people drive to get here to get their caramel rolls. So we partnered with them and did a roses and rolls promotion. And it was very simple, very kind of spur of the moment thing. 2 roses in a bud vase, and then a 4-pack of their caramel rolls, and for $25 delivered in town. And yeah, that was a big success. we let people know what colors of roses were available, you know, at different times, weekly or whatever. And yeah, we delivered a lot of roses and a lot of rolls. That was a really good promotion. The other thing we did was, and this was specifically a spring thing, is the bulb gardens that Len Bush grows. Because there were so many people that all of a sudden couldn't go see their loved ones in the nursing homes or the assisted livings, or even if they were in their own homes, they were trying to social distance and not see each other. So the bulb gardens were a great idea because they bloom over a period of time. They start looking like basically a dish full of dirt when you get them, you know, there's hardly anything out of the ground, but they bloom over a period of about 3 weeks. So it was really fun for the residents in the nursing home and the assisted livings especially to be able to get that burst of spring time and get to see the different changes over a period of time. And that was a really good promotion for us.
Yeah. You definitely got me wanting to give me some roses and rolls. That was sounds
Yeah.
fabulous.
And then at Easter time, yeah, and then at Easter time they did their the bakery did their decorated Easter cookies, and we did that
Okay.
too. So with the Easter lilies. So yeah, that was another
Yeah.
good promotion that we
A
did.
good tie together, you know, and you guys are supporting each other, you know, and bringing more awareness to
Right.
both of you. So
Right, because they normally have a breakfast crowd that they couldn't have, you
okay.
know, so that helped them a lot too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm
that's
pretty
good
sure
work
you're gonna
together.
take my bouquets and buns idea. Right? I thought the roses and rolls was called bouquets and buns. I was corrected, but now it's all of a sudden a brand new promo.
There you
Run
go.
with it.
But she said she's still getting calls for it, even though it's not active right now.
Yeah.
And we just had one last week. So people remember it.
Yes,
And
they do.
what you need to do is connect with those customers and give them something to remember you by. And if they're calling a couple of weeks or a month after the promotion and asking for it still, that is a great promotion.
Yep, we did. We just did one last Friday, so. Mhm.
Okay, so Melissa, Sympathy's looking a little bit different right now, but it is coming back. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what you got going on there?
Well, we're doing a lot of deliveries to people's homes, and versus a lot of, I don't know about Iowa, but in Minnesota, a lot of them aren't publicizing even the days and times. Things are still private, so they don't even know when to order flowers for people.
Yeah.
So they aren't even waiting to find out. They just have been calling and wanting us to deliver to people's homes, to say they're sorry. But now we did just have one yesterday that was a more traditional one. So I am hoping that we're kind of going down that path of getting back to normal. So it's a little hybrid yet, and not quite knowing. And even well-known people or lots of relatives that you could used to kind of be able to guess if you were going to be busy. I don't feel comfortable doing that yet.
Okay. But so one of the things I saw you're doing is actually showing some of your sympathy work on social media, which kind of we hadn't really seen too much of people doing that, but
And
right now that's our outlet, and so we need to.
Well, and that is actually something I got back from the last video, was that it's kind of coming, you guys talked about that last
Yeah.
time. And and I would agree with the last show, was saying tons of people are doing things very personal. Everything is very their personality. So yeah, it is. It's just a wait and see kind of guessing game.
Yeah. So here you can see like one of the ones she sent to a home. So it's in more like a keepsake basket, and so not quite a traditional shape, but really beautiful design that really kind of appeals to the emotional aspect of the remaining loved ones. And so those, you know, even though it looks different, there's still definitely a market out there, and we need to be capturing those sales. Linda, what's it looking like in your area?
As far as sympathy, we have in the last couple weeks had a couple services actually. One was just basically private family, although it was a big family, but they did have a funeral at the church. There was no visitation the night before, and the other service had actually a regular visitation the night before and then a funeral the next day. But that is like the first that we've had for, you know, for quite a while. Otherwise, a lot of people coming in, getting things to take with them, like the sympathy lanterns or wind chimes. We've sold a lot of those.
Okay.
You know, that people like to just take with them and give to the family members
Right.
themselves. So,
Right. All right. So one of the next things we have, Linda is one of the things she did was shared a post from Lembush Roses, and so we're kind of creating a lot of different posts, and some people don't have as much time to do social media or aren't as committed, and but it doesn't mean that you don't want to be, but sometimes you just need it to be easy. And so we do have shareable posts, and so you can see here that just that bright photo, Linda shared it and got a lot of engagement. For me, I clicked on it and then went to our website. And Linda, why don't you tell us about your website and your designs?
well, our website is actually through Flower Shop Network, but we're able to take our own, create our own arrangements and take pictures and post them on our website. So that works out really good, especially at specific holiday times, because we can come up with our own designs. And the hardest part about that is coming up with a name for an arrangement. It's just that we did one at Valentine's time though, with some long matchsticks called Light My Fire Bouquet. So, you know, that went over really well. The guys really liked that, but yeah, we've, you know, done a pretty good job of trying to figure out our cameras and what all they can do, and as far as eliminating shadows and that kind of stuff. Some of these are Flower Shop Network, but then we have some of our own on there too. So that's kind of nice to be able to add our own, you know, if we could find a certain container that might be a really good deal that we want to buy an abundance of or whatever, and a summer special or whatever. So yeah, that
it
has
just,
worked out
you
really
know,
well.
and you can just see the whole bright, cheery aspect of it. It kind of goes to selling to those emotions. And right now, it's just a lot about creating cheer. And Melissa, you were telling me about some of the appeal that you have to people's emotions. That's what we're selling a lot of right now.
Yeah, we come from a small town, and we are about 20 minutes south of Mayo Clinic. And so Mayo did a huge layoff, not layoffs, but they temporary layoff type deal, furloughs. And there's a lot of people affected by it. And so we did a lot of the tulips. We did the $12 tulip bouquets, and we delivered tulips until like tulips weren't coming up anymore. It was crazy. And but just something cheap and easy. We were closed, so we offered free delivery in town, and we even did it in towns around us and just offered, okay, well, we're going to be in this town, so if you guys want it. And people were ordering 10 of them at a time. And we were just, I had my kids, and they would run and ding dong ditch them. And yeah, it was crazy. And that and the Mayday baskets, we did over 300 Mayday baskets, and they got to make them in a town of 3,000 people. I mean, it was nuts. But people are just looking for something to pick other people up. And they don't want to necessarily, it's not about spending a lot of money. It's just about kind of surprising them and doing it just because. So we also did the Gerber Daisy pots, which were a huge success. But we did a thing too where we have a lady who makes homemade cards. And so we paid it forward. So she did like generic, kind of like be kind,
Yeah,
happy
card.
cards. Yep. And then they got a free card and then instructions on how to pay it forward. So they got the Gerber Daisies, and then they took the card and then they sent it to somebody else. And a lot of those people then ordered Gerber Daisies for somebody else and then paid it forward that way as well. So it kind of was just a huge trickle effect of just cheering people up. So, and I still feel like that's a huge thing. Like I still have,
Yeah.
we weren't huge into doing the pre-made bouquets. We had never really done them before then. And then I figured out how easy the tulips were. And we started to do those. And people are calling us all the time wanting the $12, $15 bouquet and they don't care what's in it. They just want something bright and cheery to pay it forward.
Yeah. So, we need to alter some of our thinking and capture those sales. And those customers, they're going to be people that you develop into new customers. And that's what we've heard a lot of, that some of those things that we did to connect with them creates those memories. And now they're coming back for other orders, and then thus kind of causing your increases in sales.
Mm-hmm. And I think they understand too, like how good it felt for them to get a little bouquet.
Yeah.
And then they think about it, and then they send it to the people they know could use it. And so it was, when we were closed, we were busier than we've ever been. A lot of it was because we had to work a little harder. We were out delivering, and it was a little different. But yeah, it was good to see that people cared.
Yeah. When you've maintained some of your sales increases, so it's definitely still working for both you guys. So Linda, I know that you're working kind of with some reduced staff and stuff too, and so you take advantage of purchasing on our cart. So why don't you tell us about that a little bit?
I absolutely love purchasing on the cart. I probably do at least 90% of my Len Bush buying I do on the cart. It's just so easy. It's so convenient, and I feel like I probably maybe overuse it because some days I'm on there and it's like I think of something, instead of writing it down and starting a list, I just get on there and see if it's available, and if it is, I order it. And I know that one thing that I did learn not that long ago was, if I see, it's nice because I can also see the quantities that are available. So if I'm looking for a certain alstroemeria or a certain colored carnation or whatever, I can see how many bunches are available. And if it's getting down there, I just need to get it in my cart and check out as soon as possible, so I've got it. Because if I'm going through a whole list of supply items and all that kind of stuff, by the time I check out 20 minutes later, somebody maybe already got those. So that's what I've been trying to watch too, is how much is available.
Yeah.
And so I try and lock those in as quickly as I can, and then come back and order additional things later. But it just works out really good because I can do it on Sunday morning. any night, you know, or whatever. It's just really convenient. So.
And then once you get your flowers, you're following proper care and handling procedures, which is kind of extending the life of your flowers. So why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, that goes clear back to when I went to Hennepin Tech for floriculture in 1991 and 1992. You know, just those proper care and handling. I mean, it makes a big difference. I know there's some florists that are just using water to hold their product in, and I have gotten so many people come back to me and say, those flowers lasted me 3 weeks. I had a lady last year that came in May. I think maybe it was the first part of June, and she brought in her 2 baskets, and I thought, oh no, she's upset about something. And I said, can I help you? And she's like, I got these arrangements 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, well, I can't believe how long they've lasted. That's just ridiculous. I'm like, well, that's a good thing. You must be taking good care of them. And she's like, no, you have good product and you know how to take care of it. So, I mean, I just had somebody call me this morning with the same thing. So I'm hearing that a lot. The product is lasting a long time and people are just loving it. It's awesome.
That's building your reputation and building your sales. So you definitely have seen that increase, and also are reaping the benefits of having long-lasting flowers, and people are going to think about you first. So then Melissa, you got something new going on that you're trying. Why don't you give us a little bit about that?
Well, we are gonna do the take and makes. We have done a few of them. We did the May Day basket take and make. We did a teacher take and make, appreciation Gerber Day basket thing. But we're gonna do a welcome sign wreath with eucalyptus and ribbon. And yeah, that is what else we're doing is we started last week the What's New Wednesdays. And so I just do a live video to go around and show kind of what's new in the shop. And it helps me connect in a different way, I guess. So hopefully that will work. And people will tune into that. But yeah, between that and doing different take and makes, we're trying a few different things.
Yeah, it just goes with your kind of social media aspect, what you said, trying new things. And we know that the live videos are getting a lot more engagement on social media. And so we want to, have people try it. It doesn't have to be a big professional thing. Can kind of be more casual, show your personality, and we're seeing a lot of people reap rewards on that. So, Nancy, do we have any questions we missed here? Nothing?
I haven't seen any, but if anybody does, type it in.
I'd like to go back to what Linda was saying about good product.
Okay.
I think too, what makes a huge difference is that Len Bush ships in water.
Okay.
And so I find that so beneficial, I think, that it's sitting in water. And a little shout out to my salesperson, Jake, because he's awesome.
And he's on, and he's Jake from Len Bush,
saw that.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for clarifying that, Jake.
Yes, and it makes a world of difference. It makes a world of difference when you have a good relationship with your salesperson and they're willing to accommodate any issues, whether or not most of the time it's me that causes the issue. And so, and he's always more than willing to work it out or talk it through with me. And so that's another thing that makes it so nice to work with Len Bush.
Nice. And Melissa, just to clarify, He says thank you for your kind words.
And I like Jake too. He's my salesperson,
Oh,
and I
wow.
begin.
Jake's got a twofer
he
here.
does too. Yeah.
It
So
must be
he does. He does a great job.
Jake.
Yeah,
Jake
that's
J.
awesome. Yay, Jake. We like him too, just so you know.
Yeah.
Just to follow up on that, Melissa, not on Jake, but on the flowers and water. And why is that important to you? What does that do for you?
Well, I feel like so they come at say 4 o'clock in the morning, and if they sit out, and how long, especially in this heat, like you just know that you're getting a better product, or they're not sitting there dry. And when you trim them and clean them and put them in fresh water, you're just I'm not worried that I'm going to get them and they're going to look all shriveled up and gross. You just know that you don't worry about them.
Nice.
So I just like that comfort.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
Kind of goes back to your what you see on your website when we first log in. Be the florist with the freshest flowers.
Ah,
That's exactly true. Yeah.
yeah. Ah, good. Thanks for that.
Okay, so Nancy, you want to tell them what they're going to get?
Yeah.
We get stuff.
I do have just a few comments before
Yeah.
that, because number one, thank you for both of you for being here. And Melissa, I know Corey's on from last week, and you talked about doing the floral subscription. This is a great opportunity if you want to connect with her, and you guys, because they're still figuring it out too. And I know you, if you like the idea, you're trying to work through it, and using our community page, you can easily connect and collaborate. She has your information here. If you watched last week's video, you can get her information, and that's just the beauty of bringing this peer-to-peer group together. So I encourage you to bounce ideas off each other and work with each other. So that's great. Yeah, Linda, thank you for your care and handling. I think skipping that part is a critical mistake, and paying attention to it, and you taking care. Obviously it's getting noticed. I would let people know that. You need to brag on yourself about that, and let people know that you're taking the extra care so that their product that they get from you is that much better. Right?
That's true.
They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
They find out, and maybe even get testimonials from the people that have purchased your product and put the quote up on your Facebook page or something. So I think we need to do that a little better. Cool. Corey put her information up here for you, Melissa. And
Perfect. I just took a picture of it, so.
Good. Smart.
I don't lose it.
Good deal. Love the What's New Wednesday. We also have a Facebook Live every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, similar, and our team of Kristen and Georgia showcase what's new, or today it was promoting American Grown Flowers Month, which is the month of July. So if you guys want to watch that back and share it with your customers, that's good for them to know. You know, continually to promote in different ways. So if it's lets everybody buy American Grown Flowers in the month of July, and get your customers on the bandwagon to do that, and just another twist to it. So what do you? So that was my little run on sentence of a recap. And yes, thank you. So being the guests on the show, Melissa and Linda, we get the honor of putting a fun little gift basket of flowers and stems together for you. you'll be getting that shortly, and something for you to get your hands in and play with. And I know last week, was it Mindy that shared? Somebody help me, Sandy. Shared what
I lost the end of last week. Dale.
yeah,
Break it down.
sharing what they did with it. So it's kind of an awesome, it's our treat to you, and thank you for your time, because it is, you guys shared some really great things, and we appreciate you, and thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks for the bouquets and buns idea.
Yeah, use that and let me know how it works for you.
I'll let you know.
That was a freebie.
Well, I'd really like to thank Melissa and Linda for joining me today. You know, these guys are real practicing florists, and, you know, that are increasing their sales volumes during kind of a challenging time right now, increasing their social media posts. But here's some of the things that we talked about today, and we kind of want to know. I'm doing the poll if anybody can answer things that they heard about today on you know, what they're going to take action on this week. And so if you have ideas that you've implemented from the last couple webinars, I'd like to hear from you, and know that, find out that all right, we're just going to give you 2 more seconds to vote. How we doing here? And let me show you guys where we are. And so on the poll, so we talked about Roses and Rules has quite a few votes. Coming in top is promoting social media, promoting sympathy work on social media. So people are going to embrace that. And then reposting LBR shared posts. That's another top one. And then looking at the care and handling procedures, the What's New Wednesdays, and then increasing their social media posts. So, and then taking your own photos in your website actually came in pretty high too. So looks like a lot of great ideas that were shared, and that we want to have, let me just close that there. And so we really appreciate these guys coming on today and sharing their great ideas. So we just want to challenge everybody. What are you going to try this week? And our next LBR Share Success webinar will be Tuesday, July 14th at 2:30. And then a follow-up link for this recording and last week's recording will be available on Constant Contact, or you can contact your LBR salesperson. We did mention a little bit about the LBR private Facebook page. That's the LBR Floral Community. And if you want to ask your salesperson for an invite on that, that's also a private group where people are connecting and kind of sharing successes, talking about the things that they're doing, and like sharing what they did that worked. So we appreciate all your support and increased in our business. So we look forward to continuing to partner with you in the future. And thanks everybody for attending today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good week.
Thank you, you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.